So the story goes like this. Almer, a young scholar of science, develops an obsession with a small red birthmark on the cheek of his beautiful young wife, Georgiana. To him, the birthmark is a sign of the fatal flaw in her beauty that, in his imagination, should have been perfect. When Georgiana learns this, she internalizes her husband's opinion about her beauty and starts believing that she is indeed not perfect. Soon, she begs him to use his scientific skills to correct her fatal flaw and remove her birthmark from her face. Almer readily and happily agrees, takes his wife to his laboratory, and makes her go through various alchemical experiments. During this time, when her husband is away, Georgiana reads his husband's scientific diary, which contains a record of his scientific accomplishments. She discovers that despite Almer's numerous scientific discoveries, they fell short of his own standards, leaving him disappointed in himself due to his unmet standards of perfectionism. After reading his diary, Georgiana fails to realize that her husband's morbid obsession with her flaw is a result of his own disappointment in himself. She instead believes that his obsession is rather a noble expression of love. Anyways, when Almer returns, he makes her drink a mysterious potion. In a short while, the birthmark disappears. Almer celebrates, Georgiana celebrates. However, within moments, Georgiana passes away. This is derived from The Birthmark by Nathaniel Hawthorne, and it is the most chilling study of the psychology of perfectionism. Now, what does perfectionism mean? Let me explain this concept in detail. We are in a perfectionist trap. Our lives have become perfectionist fantasies. We live in a world of consumerism where perfect weddings, homes, and holiday destinations beam out from advertising hoardings, TV screens, and social media platforms, inciting feelings of envy, inadequacy, and longing in billions of viewers. We have trapped ourselves in a punishing ideal of professional, romantic, physical, or moral perfection. We set unrealistic goals and standards for ourselves, and when we fall short of achieving them, we criticize and berate ourselves. Selfhood has become the highest value and the object of our striving. We yearn for educational, aesthetic, and financial betterment, and we crave for validation from others. We focus on what isn't rather than what is. But why are we in the perfectionist trap? Firstly, meritocratic capitalism. This concept is derived in detail by Michael Sandel in his book, The Tyranny of Merit. Meritocratic capitalism is a system where success and wealth accumulation are primarily based on individual merit, talent, and effort. It is a permanent state of competition within society, where winners congratulate themselves and losers destroy their own self-worth through comparison. Secondly, parental practices and parental expectations. In saturated job markets where professional and desirable careers are scarce, parents pressurize the young generation to secure a competitive advantage over others. They want them to be perfect. Thirdly, when, as a result of the competition in society, people lose self-worth, they measure their own value against external criteria, such as academic record, muscular build, popularity, or professional achievement. When they fall short of these standards and expectations, they feel shame and humiliation. Perfectionists feel that their achievements are the only thing that define them. When we are overwhelmed by life and criticize ourselves for our inadequacies, a higher test score or 1,000 Instagram likes can deliver the fleeting sensation that everything is under control. Now, there are three types of perfectionism. I'm mentioning these so that you can identify it if you happen to embody it. First, self-oriented perfectionism. It means the obligation individuals place on themselves to become the highest and most idealized version of themselves. They seek happiness, financial success, and fitness, and whenever they spend time on something that does not help them achieve these ideals, they berate themselves. Second, socially prescribed perfectionism. It means the standards set by others on how we should be and what we should do. To achieve this type of perfectionism, we learn etiquettes, take language courses, spend money on branded clothes, and pursue careers that are liked by society, not the careers that we are interested in. Third, other-oriented perfectionism. This is the most toxic and noxious and dangerous type. It means that standards we set for others on those around us us to also live up to our impossible standards. For instance, Alma placed his standards on Georgiana. For instance, parents transfer the burden of their own unmaterialized goals and ideals onto their children. Next, what does perfectionism do to us? How does it harm us? It causes severe depression and anxiety, obsessional disorders, psychosomatic illness, suicidal thoughts, body dysmorphia, and eating disorders. Lastly, what can we do about it? It is a fact that all humans have the ambition to develop and grow in their lives, careers, and relationships, and make a name for themselves in their societies. However, while doing so, we must continuously remind ourselves to give up the fantasy of an ideal self and convince ourselves of its impossibility. We should make ourselves believe when we give up hope of becoming the best version of ourselves. That is the moment at which life can finally begin. Let me know what you think down below in the comments and share it with someone who may find it interesting.